What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and I think this is a very important topic to talk about here. So, this weekend, there was a Classic Physique pro that was assaulted at a pro show in the UK. And this was not just any Classic Physique pro. This guy is actually a star of the Classic Physique division. He was top sixth place at the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia, 5th place at the Arnold Classic Ohio, 4th place at the Arnold Classic UK this year. Michael DeBull. And he also won the Arnold Classic UK Classic Physique division a couple years back. But this happened this weekend at the One Bro Pro Show Classic Physique competition in London. Maidenhead specifically in the UK. A show at which he was an attendee. He wasn't competing in the show. But I spoke with Michael tonight after this all happened, and I actually ran into Michael very briefly backstage at the Arnold Classic Ohio. I wish I got a chance to talk to him longer because, honestly, he's a super nice guy. But we really just kind of waved at each other backstage. But I talked to him tonight. So let's go in order here of what actually happened. So the first story that Michael posted was a picture criticizing the show on his story. So this pro show that we just talked about, the One Bro Pro Show, he put up a story that says pay $65 and only watch one pro category. Then he says pay $50, get a 3-day pass to the expo, watching amateur pro shows included, and shares a picture of the Arnold Classic UK. Then he says choose the show you want to watch or compete at wisely. Now this is a reference to the promoter of this One Bro Pro Show used to be the promoter of the Arnold Classic UK. It's important to note that he is no longer associated or promoting the Arnold Classic UK. And there's a reason for that. Reasons that I'm not going to get into in this video. But safe to say, I've heard from several people that he is a very shady dude. And that the team that now runs the Arnold had a lot of issues with him specifically. So he had some critiques of the show that he was attending. Now, 3 stories later, he posts a picture of him with a black eye. And he says how the UK treats athletes at pro shows. So obviously he was in an altercation. He was injured. Now I spoke with him about this tonight, but this is what he said on his story. He says, appreciate everyone who asked about me. I'm okay, guys. Couple of broken ribs, partially broken nose. And I'm still waiting for the assessment of my left eye. I got beaten by 4 guys at the Two Bros Pro Show. When the show was done, completely done, I asked one of the security to let me into the backstage to tell my partner where I'm at. The security told me I can go in as the show is done. And when I was inside, I was carried out by 4 security guards who jumped from nowhere and punched me several times. Police arrested 2 of them and still looking for the others. And they have took many statements of the people who were there, and they watched the CCTV cameras as well. I'm going to press charges. And if you watch my previous stories, you will know why they did it. So he's literally saying here, they did it because he posted a story critiquing the show. And then he continued in another story a couple stories later. I've been competing in the IFBB Pro League for 9 years straight, competed in over 20 different countries, and never had an issue with any show I competed or watched. I've always been and will always support the IFBB Pro League. And when I criticize a small show because I want the sport to get better, nothing else. Today I felt so embarrassed and I felt reality in pain. I'm not talking about physical pain because I can take much more than that, but to get beaten in front of people and in front of my partner is a hard feeling to explain. I honestly wish for that moment to be dead and not have to look anyone in the eyes. I will reply to everybody when I get the chance, still in the hospital. Then he posted a couple other stories showing how damaged his eye was. So I spoke to him, and I asked him if he thought that the promoters were involved in what happened to him, and he said 100%. He says in 2019, 2020, the same promoter banned him from the shows. And then he said when he got known, like from competing, he became a bigger name, then the promoter removed the ban. So he was able to attend these shows. And then he says as soon as he spoke about his shows on the stories, he had security guards coming after him 2 hours later to remove him from the show. So he's saying he was banned in the past, the ban was lifted, And he also said, he said several times when we were talking, I'm no angel. I'm not saying I'm an angel. But he says, I didn't do anything wrong and I didn't break any rules, I swear. He says he specifically asked after the show was finished to be able to go backstage. One of the security let him in. And he said when he was on his way back, 4 guys told him that he can't be there. He told them that he's leaving, and they start shouting at him. And then he says he raised his middle finger, so he flicked him off. And I guess after that, that's when they jumped him. And then he said, I saw nothing after that. So I guess, it sounds like they beat him unconscious. And again, every interaction I've had with this guy, he seems like one of the nicest dudes ever. And he's not a lesser-known guy. He's a star in the classic physique division. And that's why I wanted to make a video about this, because if it was Chris Bumstead or Ramon or Urs getting beaten by a promoter, every channel on YouTube would be making a video about it. So I wanted to make sure this got some coverage because it shouldn't be happening. So the IFBB Pro League actually responded to this, and they put up a post on their Instagram that says, while we await for details from the local authorities about the incident that occurred with the venue security at a UK event, we want to reassure our competitors and attendees that no one should feel unsafe at any of our events. So I really hope that this gets followed up on. Because if this really happened the way that he's saying it happened, if he just went backstage, he was attending the show as an audience member, as a viewer, and he's a current IFBB pro, and he's a really good one, and then he posts a story criticizing the show, and as he says, the promoter was involved in getting these security guards to come essentially beat him up and remove him. And as he said, 2 of them were arrested, so clearly some of this is true, at the very least. But if all of this is true, even if a fraction of it's true, it's totally unacceptable. If IFBB promoters are having goons beat up guys that are criticizing the show, and mind you, very light criticism. This was not like bashing the show. His story was extremely light criticism. He was just talking about the price being $15 higher than the Arnold UK. That's it. So I encourage you guys, share this video, like this video, send it to the IFBB. I really hope that this thoroughly gets investigated. And if this is true, get these promoters the fuck out of the IFBB. Because like I said earlier, his name's not as big as a Chris Bumstead or a Terrence Ruffin or a Ramon Dino. So I feel like it's not getting the coverage that it deserves. But if this happened to any of those guys, that promoter would be gone. And again, he swore to me that he did nothing to provoke it other than flicking them off. And that's when they jumped him. So if that's true, and the criticism is why this happened, I want to see some repercussions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon, all that good stuff. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys.
All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.